Corporate Misfits, welcome to episode 84 of the Corporate Misfit podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Darrington, business and marketing strategist for online entrepreneurs who are looking to start and launch a business doing what they love. So I am talking all about streamlining in your business today. Recently, I had the opportunity to take a trip to Nashville to gain some clarity on some of our workflows and really dive in deep to what steps, what processes, and what are we doing that works? And then what are we doing that's not working? What's keeping us from getting to the next level? What's holding us back? And by sitting down and taking that time to really gain that clarity, I walked away with some powerful stuff and some massive changes. And I will tell you, it felt amazing. I felt relieved. I felt like I can get rid of some of the complicated things that don't work, and that's okay. And I can also keep my business simple and do more of what I love. So I am going to be sharing with you that entire process that I had over the last week within Nashville and how you can do this in your business, taking time to streamline your business processes and really getting clarity on what it is that you're doing within your workflow. So then you can keep your business simple and focus on doing what it is that you love. So let's go ahead and dive right in and talk all about streamlining your business process.
You're listening to the Corporate Misfit podcast with Brittany Darrington, where female entrepreneurs can get powerful tips and advice on how to start, launch, and grow their business.
From hot chicken to live country music to finding speakeasy cocktail bars, I had a great time in Nashville. I also love how Nashville is so creative. There are so many amazing art bars and so many places that you can go to just really tap into that creative zone. If you are ever in a place and you're feeling like you're lacking that creativity, just go into an environment that is full of creativity, full of art, full of music, full of different things that get your mind going. And that's exactly why I went to Nashville, to really gain some clarity on streamlining my business processes and my workflows so that I had that creativity running through me as I was going through some of these different processes. So I want to talk about streamlining your business process because one of the things I see with so many new entrepreneurs especially is that we like to make things complicated, right? We like to start adding on all these different processes and we start working with all these different platforms and services, and then we're overwhelmed and we don't even really know how to run our business. Now, as I have been in business for several years, actually more than a decade now, I have found that whenever you make things too complicated in your business, it's hard to actually run and function and even scale your business eventually. So I always like to take some time and take a step back, remove myself from my environment, and look at my workflow processes. This has helped me at several stages of my entrepreneurial life, whether I am looking to implement a new product or service, or if I'm looking to scale in business, or if I'm looking to shift and go in a completely different direction, whatever that may be, I like to take some time to really identify what processes do I have in place and how can I improve. And I hope that the information I share with you today and what I did in Nashville and what I've also been doing over the last several years can help you within your business, whether you're just getting started or if you've been in business for years. So why is it important to streamline in your business? So as your business grows, managing business processes become increasingly complex. It can also be overwhelming, and it can be very challenging for you to identify which processes are holding you back in business and keeping you to getting to that next level. So when you don't have business processes in place, it can really take on a negative effect within all areas of your business, from business reporting to understanding how you're going to work with your clients and also internally. It just can become a giant mess. So what is a business process? A business process is a set of steps or tasks used repeatedly to achieve a desired goal. So here are some examples of business processes. So this could be your workflow when working with a client. Maybe you start off by sending over a proposal, and then from the proposal, you send out an invoice. And then after the invoice, you send out a contract and you begin the project. And then you have a offboarding package that you send to your client. Or if you have an online course or a membership, you might start off by sending a welcome series over to your new student. And you're informing them on what to do, how to get the most out of this community or this course, and how to be able to take this information and implement this into whatever it is that you may be teaching them on. And if they ever decide to leave, whether that's an online course or a membership, you might have a series of thank you for being a part of this community or goodbye series that you share with your students. So processes help you to improve efficiency, they help you to be productive, and they also help to create customer satisfaction within your business. So if you are able to really achieve a workflow that helps you to streamline your business, well, that means that you're able to take things to the next level and also save time. So why does this even matter? Why am I even talking about streamlining? Well, first, I see so many new businesses who want to implement so many different processes. And what happens is if you get lost in the process yourself, then most likely your client is getting lost in the process. Or if you're looking to eventually bring on people to your team, they're getting lost in the process. And nothing is consistent. So then you have all of these inconsistent processes that cannot be duplicated, and it keeps you from getting to where you want to go. So whenever you have inefficient processes, it can keep you from actually hitting deadlines. You can miss out on opportunities, and it also increases your cost because your inefficient business processes are not flowing properly. This can result in either closing your business down, losing revenue, frustrated clients and employees, and wasted resources, and so much more. I don't want you feeling this way. Nor do I want you to experience this in your business. And that is why it is so important to ensure that your business processes are actually working and you're removing the things that are creating barriers and challenges for you, your clients, and your team if you have any. So the benefit of streamline process, it helps you to do things faster. It helps you to be able to create consistency throughout your business. It also is cost effective because you're no longer having to try to implement something new and take time away to create a new process because you're using the same process over and over. And when you keep that process that is working and that workflow that works effectively within your business, you just keep it up to date so that your team is always able to pull from that effective and working process. Now, when things don't work, what you do is you reevaluate it and you take it out. But before we even get to that, if you have a streamlined process, it ultimately will help you to be able to scale your business and also do more of what you're good at within your business. So here are the 6 steps that I took this past week to really help me to identify how we can streamline some of our processes and also get rid of some of the things that aren't working within our current workflow. Now, there are several different ways that you can go about identifying your processes, but I'm going to share with you the things that I did in Nashville that you can implement if it works for you. So the first thing you want to do to help you streamline your process is list out all of your processes. I want you to really just dig deep and think about every process of your business. I know when I was writing out a few things, I kept missing things because I was only thinking about one portion of my business, not all. And when I took time to just sit down and really ask myself, what are we doing here? What processes do we have in place internally and also externally? What do we do? What does that process look like? It really helped me to gain some clarity on the things that aren't working. So I wrote out some of the processes that we have when it comes to the podcast and getting guests onto our podcast and some of the different things that I wanted to change. I wrote out that process. I wrote out processes about our online courses and our memberships. I wrote out processes about our design and our website aspect of our business and how that works with our proposals and also our pricing and our invoicing, our contracts, and then our offboarding packages that we send out. I went over some of our one-to-one consulting and coaching clients that we have and some of our small businesses that we work with and what does that look like and what is that process from start to finish. Pretty much any and every process that you could think of, I went over it. Our invoicing process, all of it. I just went over every single process. Now, my page was like 2 or 3 pages long. I mean, it was intense. It was like 2 or 3 pages front and back. So your process might not be just a lot of different processes. You might have like 1 or 2 processes in place depending on how long you've been in business. But since I have multiple facets to my business, such as the website design of things, we also do coaching and mentoring and the online courses and membership, I had to write out every single process from start to finish so that we can ensure that we are making the best decisions. So I want you to take time to list out your entire process from start to finish for all different workflows within your business. And I want you to remember that there's no right or wrong way to go about making your process. It's ultimately what works best for you and your customer, okay? The second thing you want to do to streamline is to identify what can be automated and what do you need to get rid of. So after I made a complete list of all the things that I do within my business and the processes that we take even internally within my team, when I went through and looked at that, I looked at some of the things that could be automated and could be taken off of some of my team and even myself, our plate. And I also looked at what can we do to really automate some things with our clients? How can we make it to where we can do more, we can help more people when we automate things? I love automation, and I think it's something that we all as entrepreneurs really need to look into within our business, whether that's automating emails or whether that is creating automation within online courses or services. You want to find ways to keep things automated so that you can get it done and not feel overwhelmed. It keeps the process very simple. So we went through and just kind of identified some of the different emails that we can automate for our consulting, our coaching, and our website design clients. And this helped us to really gain that clarity of, okay, we're taking too much time to write an email every single time someone comes on board. Let's already have a pre-made template that we use, and then we change it out with customer name, customer project information and details, but we know most of the other parts of that email are going to remain the same, such as our contact information and who might be on your team. A lot of that might stay the same. And so we are going to have a template in place, and we're going to pull from that template every single time. Now, we already had a template, but we just made some tweaks and changes to it so that it is working better for ourselves and our clients. Another thing you might even do is you might automate your emails. Maybe you have a welcome series that you send out to new clients. Can you automate that? Can you plug in however many emails you're looking to send out to your clients? And can you put that into more of an automation system, such as an email sequence or things along those lines? Can that help save you time? Because if you find that you're in your inbox a lot, that means you're probably not making money. I find that whenever you're out of your inbox and you're doing your marketing and your sales and you're able to stay in your zone of genius, that's when you're probably making money. So I try to find ways to stay out of my inbox, and I hope that you're staying out of your inbox as well so that you can be generating revenue. So what can you automate in your business? And I want you to make a list, like 1 to 10 or however many processes you have, and write down what needs to be automated first. Now, I don't recommend that you go and try to automate all this stuff at one time. I recommend that you do it in different phases so that you're not overwhelmed, because creating a process can take a while, and also it takes work to fully implement it. So you don't want to create all this extra work and then you find yourself in a place of not even being able to do your zone of genius within your business. So take that time, identify what can you automate within your business, and then also what phase do you want that to go in? Do you want to start that first quarter? Do you want to create the templates first? What is it that you want to do, and what order do you want to do it in? The next thing you want to do after you have actually wrote out your list and you have identified what needs to be automated so that you can streamline is break down processes. Now, I sometimes like to make things complicated. I don't know why. I mean, I think some humans just do that. I don't know why. But I know sometimes I will write down a process, and then after I write it down and I look at it, I'm like, why do we have so many steps? Why did we not just combine these 2 steps and make it one? And so it's always great to write things down, because sometimes you see like, this is too complicated. I know in our website and design side of our business, where we help people to get fully functioning with courses and whatnot, one of the things that we found was that our pricing guide and our proposal and our onboarding package was sharing some of the same information. So we had to kind of like break it down, identify what are we going to send out? Can we send out the pricing guide with the proposal versus having like all these separate steps and send it all out at one time? And that's exactly what we did. And same thing with automation. We decided to, once someone signs a contract, we have created triggers to help us to be able to automatically trigger to the invoice, and then it gets sent out without us having to touch anything. And so I want you to think about, what is your process from start to finish? And is it too complicated? Like, is it really complicated? Or is it simple enough for a client to understand how to get through A to Z, for your team to know how to get through A to Z, and even yourself how to get from A to Z? And if the answer is no, go back and try to simplify it. Do not make it complex, because that will keep you from going to the next level. Now, the fourth thing that you can do to help streamline your process is getting feedback. One thing to always remember is that very few processes can ever be made perfect. So over time, it will evolve, and ultimately you will be able to create a process that really works for you, your clients, and also your team. This is why it is such a great idea to get feedback from everyone who is involved in the process. Now, I know most of the time we only focus on getting feedback from our clients, but I identified when we take time to get feedback from every single person involved, we get feedback from the client, my feedback, my team's feedback, and we go through this whole entire process of feedback so that we can ensure that all parties are happy. At the end of the day, if my team's not happy, we're not going to serve you the best way. And if my client's not happy, we're not generating revenue. So I want to make sure that all parties involved are satisfied, they're happy, and the process is working effectively. So take that time to get feedback from all parties involved. And I want you to start looking at what areas can be improved, tweaked, and looking from a different viewpoint. I want you to look from the customer's viewpoint, the team's viewpoint, if you have anybody on your team, or if you're contracting any work out. And I want you to look at it from your viewpoint. Is this process working? Are there changes that need to be made? Is this process really helping a customer get from A to Z? Is this process helping your team get from A to Z? Is this process easy to explain? Now, the fifth way to really be able to streamline your business is identifying what systems you have in place to help you automate your business workflow. Now, I am guilty of this because I used to do things so old school. I used to just create everything in a spreadsheet and like have all these spreadsheets, and it was really complicated to understand what the spreadsheet was talking about, and some of the things were off in the spreadsheet. So it just became very problematic. But when you take time to find a really great business workflow system, it can help you to streamline things. There are so many different things you can do, such as Asana, there's Honeybook. I mean, there's just so many different project management tools or different tools you can place within your business to help streamline your workflow. So I recommend identifying what current system are you using and is it working? If it is not working, why is that? Is it hard for the client to use? Is it hard for you to use it to be able to create workflow? What is the problem? And then I want you to look for a new solution. Now, I know that I am all about keeping my workflow and trying to keep it like in one place. So while we were sitting down and identifying some of the different processes that we have in place, we were using multiple different platforms in order to run our business. Now, there's nothing wrong with using multiple platforms, but if I can really streamline this and keep things very simple, I would love to have not as many platforms to run my business. I would like to do it in 1 to 2 or 3 or 4, right? And so I want to find a way for you to be able to identify, is this platform working for me to help me run effective workflows? And if it is not, what can I do, or where can I go, or what different services or products can I use to help me to create more of a efficient and effective workflow process? Now, once you've identified all of your processes, you know the steps, you've broken down the process, you know what works, what doesn't work, you are clear on what needs to be automated, and you have even taken time to get feedback and see what management system should you use in order to help ensure that you have an effective and powerful workflow, it is time to monitor that. I want you to start refining your business process if needed, and I want you to consistently look for the areas of where can you improve to help make this workflow effective. How can you make this the best experience for you, your team, and your customers? Like, how can you make this a really streamlined process? And then once you do, I want you to start duplicating those types of processes that do work and place them into other areas of your business to help streamline things. Ultimately, you will be able to generate more revenue within your business. You'll be able to automate more things within your business, which will save you more time, and you'll create and improve efficiency and effectiveness throughout your whole entire organization. This is how you grow. This is how you start to take things to the next level. So if you're a new entrepreneur, if you want to get to that next place, it's so important that you have processes in place, and also you know how to streamline your processes so that they can be duplicated over and over and over within your business so that you can create that consistency and really do things effectively. So I hope that my process that I did this past week works for you. I hope that you are able to streamline some things or gain some clarity if you have been on the fence of what is going on in my business. It's a chaotic mess, and how do I actually get my clients from A to Z? I hope that this sparks something within you to really be able to create and streamline within your business. Also, check out some of the management tools that I use. I talk all about Honeybook. There's also some other things like Asana. I'll leave all of those links within the show notes so that you can find platforms that you love that can help you to really create effective workflows. Until next time.
If you've enjoyed today's episode of the Corporate Misfit podcast, we invite you to check out the Corporate Misfit Club. The Corporate Misfit Club is the essential resource for female entrepreneurs who are looking to start or grow a business they actually love. Whether you are a seasoned entrepreneur in your startup phase or simply thinking about taking the leap into entrepreneurship, we've got your back, girl. With our extensive course library, monthly training, exclusive members-only discount perks, and unlimited tools. We also have a supportive community of women where our members share stories, experiences, their wins, and business tips. The Corporate Misfit Club is the perfect place to be to start, launch, or grow a business. So check it out at corporatemisfitclub.com.